Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Lakshmi Patil. In the last class we had started carboxylic acid concept from the chapter aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid. Correct? In that we have seen first nomenclature of the carboxylic acids by writing some of the examples, and then in this class we will be studying structure of carboxyl group, and after this we will go for the preparation of carboxylic acids. Fine. So here before we could study these carboxylic acids, we have done with the aldehydes and the ketones. We have studied aldehydes and ketones, where you have the functional group for aldehyde as RC double bond OH. For ketones, RC double bond OR dash. And for carboxylic acids, we have seen yesterday, that is RC double bond OOH. See, in this, we have the carbonyl carbons over here. It is a carbonyl group where we have hydrogen attached to this carbon, and here we have the alkyl or aryl group on this carbonyl carbon. But here if you see, we have the hydroxyl group attached on the carbon. We have hydroxyl group attached to the carbonyl carbon. So what is making it more different now? This carbon, the carboxylic acid, in the carboxylic acid, this carbon is less electrophile than the carbonyl carbons. It is less electrophilic in nature. The carbon of the carboxylic acid is less electrophilic in nature than the carbonyl carbons, for example, in the aldehyde and in the ketones. Why is that so now? Because in the carboxylic acid, that is in the carboxyl group, we have the hydroxyl ion attached on the carbon, which helps us to write the more number of resonance structures. Due to the possible resonance structures, this carbon will no more or it will act as a lesser electrophilic in nature. So now let us see that. See, between the carbon and oxygen, there is some electronegativity difference, and the oxygen is more electronegative in nature. So what happens here? The bond shifts on the oxygen. So what you are going to write here? It is RC single bond O minus, and you have oxygen and hydrogen over here. Here you have two lone pair of electrons on the oxygen. So as soon as the carbon has got the positive nature, what it does? It has lost one electron. That electron is taken by the oxygen. Because it is more electronegative, the bond got shifted on the oxygen. So here I can write one more resonance structures by shifting this lone pair of electrons here. I have a lone pair of electrons and it can be shifted here. So I can write the structure again it as RCO minus double bond OH, and this oxygen gets positive sign. What are electrophiles, by the way? One who are poor in electrons. Nucleophiles are electron rich. Electrophiles are electron poor. As you have seen here, this carbon has lost its one electron here because it is taken by the oxygen. So it became rich and it became poor. That is, we got the positive sign here. So such compounds you call them as electrophiles. That is, electron poor are called as electrophiles, and nucleophiles are electron rich. Now the point is, this carboxylic acid, whatever the carbon is present in the carboxyl group, will be lesser electrophilic in nature. Because this is lesser electrophilic in nature because I can write some resonance structures for it. So due to possible resonance structures, now this carbon is no more electrophile. It got the double bond. Who gave? Oxygen gave the lone pair of electron, and it again became, it is fulfilled by its valences. A carbon is having 4 bonds, it is fulfilled. So now the point is, the carboxyl group in the carboxylic acid is lesser electrophilic in nature than the aldehydes and ketones or than the carbonyl carbons. I hope the concept is clear. But if you see the aldehyde and the ketone, here nobody is there to help this carbon. These are more electrophilic in nature. If I want to explain it, I'll just take it here. RC double bond OH. In case of aldehyde, same story. The carbon is less electronegative compared to oxygen. So oxygen takes the electron from here. And what you're going to get, you will be getting RC single bond O minus H, and oxygen will become positive in it. See now, this carbon is electrophilic in nature. And I cannot write any other resonance structures for it. Carbon remains electrophilic in nature. I cannot write any other further resonance structures. Whereas in carboxylic acid, I wrote one more resonance structure, and now the carbon is no more electrophilic. It is no more electrophilic. So by comparing this, we can get to a conclusion that carboxyl group is having the lesser electrophilic nature than the carbon present in the carbonyl group. The reason is because of the possible resonance structures in the carboxyl group, the carbon in the carboxyl group is lesser electrophile or electrophilic in nature than the carbonyl compounds. I hope the concept is clear. So we'll go for the next one, that is preparation of carboxylic acid. Next is preparation of carboxylic acids. That is, first one we have finished nomenclature, structure of carboxyl group. The next is how to prepare this carboxylic acids now. We have many different methods for the preparation of carboxylic acids, and in that the first method is from primary alcohols and aldehydes. What are primary alcohols now? The carbon which is having the OH group, that is alcohol group, should be attached with one more alkyl group. Correct? The carbon which is having the OH group, alcohol group, should be again attached with one more alkyl group. We call such alcohols as a primary alcohols. Now the concept is we are going to prepare carboxylic acid starting from this primary alcohols and aldehydes also. So first, I have taken a primary alcohol over here, and I need to convert it into the carboxylic acid, that is RCOOH. I need to convert it into carboxylic acid. So what am I going to do here is, I will be using some oxidizing agents. The alcohols are converted into carboxylic acids by using some oxidizing agents. So here I will be using a potassium permanganate, KMnO4, potassium permanganate as an oxidizing agent, either in the presence of acidic nature or basic or in a neutral medium. What did I say here now? I will be converting the alcohols into the carboxylic acid. I will be converting the alcohols into carboxylic acid by using some oxidizing agents such as potassium permanganate in acidic medium or in basic medium or in neutral medium. Either you can use KMnO4 or you can go for potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7. You can go for potassium dichromate. If not, you can also use chromium oxide in the acidic medium. You can go for chromium oxide in the acidic medium. So how to convert this now? Let me take one example. CH3, CH2, OH. What is the IUPAC name of this compound now? Yesterday in the last class we have discussed it. What is the IUPAC name of this compound? It is two carbons in a parent chain, eighth, single bond between a carbon and a carbon, ane. You have a functional group, that is alcohol functional group, and the suffix used for it is ol. So the name is ethanol. So I have taken ethanol as a primary alcohol, and I will be using any of the above oxidizing agents. So I have used potassium permanganate. So I will be converting it into CH3 COOH. That is oxidation. I'm doing oxidation of the alcohol to get converted into carboxylic acid. To do oxidation, I'm using some oxidizing agent, that is potassium permanganate you can use, or you can go for potassium dichromate, or you can go for the chromium oxide. Fine. So here I'm using potassium permanganate and oxidation is taking place. So now what is oxidation now? What is oxidation? What is oxidation? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen, you call it as a oxidation. Whereas removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen, you call it as a reduction. Now observe here, I am doing oxidation of the alcohol so that I will be converting it into carboxylic acid by using the oxidizing agent potassium permanganate. Addition of oxygen has been taken place. Here I had only one oxygen, here I have two oxygens. And removal of hydrogen has been taken place. Addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, therefore oxidation of the alcohol you have done to convert it into carboxylic acid. So now what is the name of the carboxylic acid you have prepared? Two carbons you have. The root word is again eth. Single bond between carbon and a carbon, ane. You have carboxylic acid as a functional group, so it becomes ethanoic acid. So it becomes ethanoic acid. Next is conversion of this aldehyde into carboxylic acid. Let me take a primary aldehyde, that is RCHO. Here I have to convert this, or I have to prepare a carboxylic acid from aldehyde. I have to prepare a carboxylic acid starting from primary aldehyde. Here I will be using the mild oxidizing agents. While preparing the carboxylic acid from primary alcohols, you have used the oxidizing agents potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate or chromium oxide, correct? So here you will be using some mild oxidizing agents. Which are those mild oxidizing agents? Either it might be the Tollens reagent, either we can take the Tollens reagent, or you can go for Fillings reagent. Either you can go for Tollens reagent or you can go for the Fillings reagent. So let me take an example and solve it. By using the Tollens reagent, let me convert the aldehyde into the carboxylic acid. So what is Tollens reagent now? What is Tollens reagent? It is an ammonical silver nitrate solution. And you have to take the freshly prepared Tollens reagent. So it is ammonical silver nitrate solution, 2 moles. And the reaction is taking place in the basic medium. So you have to take it as a freshly prepared ammonical silver nitrate, that is Tollens reagent. And you have to convert you have to prepare the carboxylic acid from the aldehyde. So I will be getting carboxylate ion. Silver plus water plus ammonia. I will be getting carboxylate ion, silver, water and ammonia. So balance the reaction. I will be getting 2 here and 4 OH minus, and ammonia it is 4. Fine. So when you perform this particular reaction in a test tube, you will be seeing the mirror, silver mirror here. You will get to see the silver mirror. It confirms that there is a presence of aldehyde in the test tube, whatever you have taken, and it has been converted into the carboxylate ion. If you remember, this test or this reaction is being used for distinguishing between the aldehyde and a ketone. If they have given you some sample and if they are saying you to identify whether the given sample is aldehyde or a ketone, then you have to use this Tollens reagent, freshly prepared Tollens reagent, that is ammonical silver nitrate solution. When you put it into the sample given in the test tube, the color or the in the test tube you can see silver mirror appearance. In the test tube you will be able to see silver mirror appearance on the surface. So then you can confirm that there is a presence of aldehyde even in the given solution, and we have converted it into the carboxylate ion. And you can also call this particular reaction as a silver mirror test. We can call it as again, you can also call it as a silver mirror test. And this particular reaction is used for distinguishing between aldehyde and ketone. We can use this particular reaction for distinguishing between the aldehyde and a ketone, and therefore here again I have converted my aldehyde into the carboxylate ion. Preparation of carboxylic acid I have done starting from the primary alcohols using the oxidizing agents where oxidation takes place and carboxylic acid is being prepared. And here second one, I have taken the primary aldehydes and I am using the mild oxidizing agent. The first one I have used freshly prepared Tollens reagent which is being converted into the carboxylate ion, and this particular reaction can be used for distinguishing between aldehydes and the ketones, and we can also call this reaction as a silver mirror test. Why? Because there will be the appearance of silver mirror on the surface in the test tube wherever you are performing the chemical reaction. Got it? Next one we will be seeing the Fellings reagent. Next mild oxidizing agent what we will be using is Fellings reagent. In the Fellings reagent we will be having two solutions, Fellings solution A and solution B. In solution A, solution will be containing a copper sulfate, and in solution B we call it as a Rochelle salt, or you can call it as a potassium sodium tartarate. By mixing these two, solution A and B, you are going to get the Fellings solution. Now copper ion from this Fellings solution will react with the aldehyde and it converts your aldehyde into carboxylic acid. That is how we are going to prepare the carboxylic acid starting from the primary aldehyde using the Fellings reagent. What is Fellings reagent now? We will be having two solutions, solution A and solution B. In solution A you will be having a copper sulfate. In solution B you will be having a potassium sodium tartarate. By mixing these two you are going to get the Fellings solution. Fine. So here I will be taking the primary aldehyde and it reacts with the copper ion, that is Cu plus 2. I am going to take a primary aldehyde and it is going to react with the copper ion which is blue in color in the basic medium. This is blue in color. When you perform this particular reaction, you will convert your aldehyde into carboxylate ion, that is you will convert it into carboxylate ion plus Cu2O plus water. The blue color of the copper ion will be converted into red-brown PPT. The blue color will be converted into red-brown PPT. And this says us there is a presence of aldehyde and it is being converted into the carboxylate ion. It has been converted into the carboxylate ion. By using the Tollens reagent, we had got the silver mirror appearance in the test tube. But here by using the Fellings reagent, we will be converting the blue color of the solution towards the red-brown PPT due to conversion of the aldehyde into carboxylate ion. Got it? Copper ion from the Fellings reagent. That too in the solution A we will be having the copper sulfate ions that will be converted. Copper ion which is blue in color is converted into red-brown PPT. I hope it is clear, and this is the first method from where we will be preparing the carboxylic acid starting from primary aldehydes and primary alcohols. First method of preparation of carboxylic acid. Second method is preparation of carboxylic acid from alkyl benzene. From alkyl benzene. You will be preparing carboxylic acids starting from alkyl benzene. What is alkyl benzene now? Let me take an example. It is a benzene ring and an alkyl group attached on it. The common name for this compound is toluene, or you can call it as a methyl benzene. You can call it as a methyl benzene. So you will be converting it into carboxylic acid by treating the alkyl benzene by KMnO4, that is potassium permanganate. By using this oxidizing agent, that is potassium permanganate, by heating it, you will convert it into potassium benzoate. So we are converting it into potassium benzoate. After converting the alkyl benzene, that is toluene, into potassium benzoate by using the strong oxidizing agent potassium permanganate in presence of basic medium, that is potassium hydroxide, and by applying the heat, you have converted it into potassium benzoate. After this, you have to just hydrolyze this so that you will be getting a benzoic acid. You will be getting a benzoic acid. Now here, by this method, you will be converting a side chain, that is a side chain which is present on the benzene ring, towards the carboxylic acid and always towards the benzoic acid. Always you will be preparing a benzoic acid by this method, irrespective of the chain length, irrespective of the side chain length. What is that? Let me take one more example, that is ethyl benzene, CH2CH3. Let me take a ethyl benzene and do the same reaction, that is react it with the potassium permanganate in presence of basic medium and heat it. Even though here we have two carbons in this particular side chain, it will be converting it into the benzoic acid. Where did one more carbon go now? It will be removed as carbon dioxide. It will be removed as carbon dioxide. So this method is for the preparation of benzoic acid itself. Whenever you started from the alkyl benzene, any alkyl benzene, this side alkyl chain will be converted into carboxylic acid irrespective of the length of side chain. Irrespective of length of side chain. You are reacting it with a strong oxidizing agent, so you are going to get the benzoic acid. Where did one more carbon go? It went out as a carbon dioxide. What ma'am if we have three carbons here? CH2, CH2, CH3. Then remove two carbon dioxides and the product will be again benzoic acid. This is the second method from where you will be preparing the carboxylic acid using the alkyl benzene. Take the third example. Take secondary alkyl benzene. Take secondary alkyl benzene and try to prepare the carboxylic acid from this secondary alkyl benzene. By using again the strong oxidizing agent potassium permanganate in the basic medium and apply some heat. So what are you going to do here? I said you a statement that the alkyl benzene, the side chain will definitely convert into the carboxylic acid irrespective of length of side chain. Irrespective of length of side chain. So again you will end up with the benzoic acid. You will end up with benzoic acid. So for these two carbons will be converted into carbon dioxide. These two carbons will be converted into carbon dioxide. Go for the next example.